Hello, my name is Kurt, and it's been quite a long time since I made a YouTube video, and as you can see, I'm pretty lazy, but I have other reasons why I didn't make videos, frequently. I've been going through a lot of spiritual turmoil, and it's just been a really rough time for me, and very confusing, very very just out of the general for me, and I have to get through this slowly, so I'm slowly starting to get back to myself. It's a really long story. I'm gonna probably make another video describing this whole fiasco, but yeah, I'm back, so it's great to be talking to all of you again, and yeah, today I'm going to be talking about my lucid dream experiences. Now, I'm not going to share all my lucid dreams or all my dream experiences because you probably would agree with me. Like, sharing dreams is like sharing your personal diary. It's like pretty much dreams are what goes on in your subconscious mind. So, if like you share every single one of your dreams or lucid dreams, whatever, to everybody else, then they could, analyze your subconscious thinking and all that stuff, and like, it's like giving away your deepest, darkest secrets. And that's not really cool in my book. Like, I mean, I'm gonna share some with you, but like, the other ones I might share at a different time, but for now I'm just gonna share some of the coolest lucid dreams I had. Not too much of the weird or crazy ones, but I'm gonna share the coolest ones I had. So, because a lot of people were asking me on my first lucid dream video, lucid dreaming the easy way, and also on the one that I made with herbs and stuff. And I also have like a couple more herbs to add, so I'll do that at the end of the video. But yeah, a lot of people were asking me that, like, why don't I share my lucid dream experiences since I've been doing this for so long, and you guys want to know how my dreams are like. So I'm here right now and I'm going to share a couple with you. So I'm going to start it off with one of my, not my first lucid dreams, but like the first lucid dream where I actually learned how to fly and control the flying and all that stuff. Hold on, I have my dream journal out here right now. I gotta find it. I'm not prepared as usual. Part of my lazy nature, I apologize. Let me read through it right quick. Like, the other thing that's cool about writing down your dreams is, like, once you write them down, they become so significant that, like, you just have to look back at the title you gave the dream and like read a couple of sentences, and the whole dream like literally plays back all over again in your head, like you're living the dream all over again. So it's pretty awesome. That's why I encourage everybody to keep a dream journal and to write everything down. That way your brain stores it sort of like an important memory, and it like I said, it replays in your mind like a movie you've seen, like you saw like Batman or something, and then whenever you hear Batman, Dark Knight or whatever, blah blah, then the movie instantly like kind of replays in your head. Like, you get what I mean? I don't know if you do, but that's how it is for me at least. But yeah. So my dreams start off weird, and that's how basically I get the whole idea that I'm in a dream and I can go lucid, because my dreams are so freaking weird. I'm telling you, like, a dream I had like a couple months ago, I had like a clown with a burgundy afro and like a suit and tie telling me that that I'm late for a meeting or something like that, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? This can't be a reality, and then it's like, boom, lucid dream. And then I said, screw you, clown, I want to do something cooler. So I just started to jump around and fly and jump off buildings and stuff like that. But the clown was a cool guy. I had a conversation with him. Like, yeah, but I'll get into the conversations with the dream characters later on. For now, let me just get to the point and share my dream with you. So basically, this was the first lucid dream where I learned how to actually control the flying. So it started off with like this. I was like in some kind of cartoon or something. Like if anybody ever played Animal Crossing, the video game for GameCube or for the Wii back in the day, like the Wii version's newer, but anyway, like it was like that. Like I was walking around this little village talking to all these little cartoon people and all that stuff, and then I'm like, wait a second, you know, this can't be reality. Reality's not like this. Reality's not a cartoon, whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's a dream. So I go lucid, and all of a sudden, my world and my reality shifts, and then I'm in some kind of like city at a dock or something like that. And I don't know why there's helicopters at a dock. There should be boats, but in this dream there were helicopters sitting on water, which is another freaking, hint that it's a lucid dream. There's some helicopters that could land on water, obviously, but this was just ridiculous. Anyway, it was in the middle of the night, and then I was with some other dude. I forgot who he was, like some just random dream character. And he's like, "Oh, let's get into this helicopter and fly around." I'm like, "Okay, why not?" So, like, I was new to lucid dreaming at the time, so I was basically following the direction of this dream character. Like, I knew I was dreaming, but I'm like, I don't really know what to do, so let me just go with the flow, right? So, I got into the helicopter, and then I become the pilot, and this dude's the co-pilot, and then I don't know how to fly a helicopter in real life, and he's all telling me like, oh, you gotta do this, do that, and then the directions were actually pretty accurate, but yeah, we start flying and stuff, and I'm flying, I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm going up, I'm going down, I'm like almost crashing into the water, almost crashing into a building or whatever, and like in the middle of my flight in the helicopter, I'm like, wait a minute, it's a lucid dream. Why the hell do I need a helicopter to fly? I could fly like Superman through the damn sky without no helicopter. Like, helicopter is like boring compared to flying through the air like a superhero, right? So I'm like, screw it. I jump out. I jump out of the helicopter. This dude's screaming at me like, hey man, what are you doing? And then the helicopter goes freaking crashing into the water. I'm like, screw it, I don't care anymore. It's just a dream, right? And then like I start like flapping my wings like a bird. This is crazy. It always makes me laugh, but like I start flapping my wings like a bird, and I'm staying in midair, so I'm like, oh man, this is working. And then all of a sudden, like, I try to do this Superman thing, right? I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna project myself, like, boom, right? So I just project myself like Superman through the air. Like, it's hard to control, like I'm getting turbulence and everything, and it's like I'm like, where the hell am I? Like, I'm like flying over like a city like New York City or something, because New York City's not far from where I live or whatever, but it was like sort of like New York City, but not exactly, because I've been there in real life and there's some differences. It's a dream, of course, so it's not going to be 100% realistic. Astral projection is 100%, realistic or whatever. Like, if you would astral project to New York City, then New York City would be New York City. You would see the people walking around, like, you would see all the buildings and all that stuff, and all in real time. But lucid dreaming, there's, slight differences that, tell you it's a dream. So yeah, flying around these buildings and stuff, like, having the time of my life, like lucid dreaming and flying in lucid dreams is like the best experience I ever had, because ever since I was a kid, like, I always wanted to fly like a bird, like an eagle, whatever. Like flying was always so appealing to me. Like, I would see birds soar to the sky, and I'm like, wow, they're so free. They could go wherever they want, whenever they please. Like, they could just fly from one country to another, and it's awesome flying. So I finally fulfilled that, dream of mine in a dream, literally. And yeah, so I was flying, and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome, and like, you actually get the feeling that you're like, not like you're flying, not in an airplane, but that you're literally flying. It's hard to describe, but like, I'm trying to share the most in-depth details with you guys, but it's like soaring through the sky, like almost like skydiving. I personally never been skydiving before, but like, I get the feeling that like when you're dropping to the air, you get like this adrenaline rush or whatever. It's the same feeling when you're flying in a lucid dream. It's like you soar through the sky, and it's like, oh my god, you feel the wind, you know, you see the city below you, and you're like, this is freaking amazing. And yeah, like I just flew around, and then like in the middle of the dream, like it went kind of haywire. I lost lucidity because that's what happens in the beginning. So if you guys that are beginners are watching, don't get discouraged because it happens to everybody. Like you go lucid and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then like all of a sudden your brain just like turns off for a short time, and then you just completely lose lucidity, and then the dream basically continues flowing from where it left off, but you're not in direct control. So my brain kind of clicked off, and then like the dream kept going, but I forgot that I was in a dream. And then it was like, and then like I was like in this wasteland or something with my co-pilot. He somehow came back from like the ocean where I left him in the helicopter, but it was weird. But it was like this wasteland, like this like really screwed up city where everything was falling apart. Like it was like almost like a highway. Like on the right side there was like weeds and like mugwort and stuff growing, right? And on the left side there was just like decaying cities, like radiation and like things falling apart. And and then like right at that point I got my lucidity back, and then like to the right side where I said where all the weeds and all the mugwort and all that stuff was, like beyond that was like a huge like sun, a sun that was setting into the ocean, and the ocean was like crispy clear. Like it was amazing. Like it was the most beautiful ocean I ever seen in my life. So we're here walking on the highway, and then I gained my lucidity back, and I'm like, screw it, now I'm gonna be an underwater creature like Aquaman or something. So I'm like, okay, I tell my co-pilot dude, I'm like, hey man, you want to join me? Let's go. And then like we both jump into the water, and then we just dive right down into the water, and then like you see the sun, like you see the sunlight like right there, and it's like the most beautiful thing I ever seen. And then like I'm underwater, and then I just shoot out of the water like a dolphin, like right in the air, and then I'm falling back into the water, and again like a jumping fish or whatever. Like it was just so amazing, like the water crashing down like into my face, and it was like, and I felt the cool salty ocean water and all that stuff, and it was just so realistic. It was ridiculous. And yeah, it was just like I had so much fun. And then like for some reason, like I was having all this great stuff, lucid dream, and then of course my alarm clock goes off, and then my dog starts barking, and that's the freaking end of that. Like I just wake up, I'm like, oh, whoa, where am I? What the hell's going on? I was in the ocean like 2 seconds ago. Why am I in my room? Why am I in my bed? This is, you know, excuse my language, but this is bullshit. You know, I want to be back in my lucid dream again. This isn't any fun. Reality sucks, right? Compared to lucid dream, you can fly, you can freaking swim like a fish. Like it doesn't get better than that. So I was like really excited. So I just grabbed my dream journal, start writing it down, and I have it now forever. So that was really cool. So yeah, that was one of my lucid dreams. It was really awesome. But another one that I had, I'm going to share just one more with you guys right now, because I don't want to make this video too long, because I still want to talk about the other spiritual stuff I was mentioning in the beginning of the video. But let's see. The only way I could describe this is as like a past life experience. I know it sounds crazy, but this is what happened to me. Like I'm reading the dream right now, I recall it perfectly, and this is how it was. It's like the dream started off with me being like a high school classroom, like pretty much my old high school classroom, and my teacher's up there talking about all this stuff, and we're having an argument or a debate about something, that this is right and this is wrong, and then I said no, this is right and this is wrong, and like we were just fighting and stuff like that. And hold on, let me just read into it so I could get a better memory of how it went. Oh yeah, and then this other teacher comes out of nowhere, which reminds me of my psychology teacher, which is quite, you know, weird. Like my psychology teacher in college, like she comes around and she taps me on the shoulder and she says, "Oh, I was looking for you like all day. Where have you been?" And then like I start saying like, I was here the whole time, having a debate with this and this teacher, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, make sure to look into madness at the dinner table. I was like, madness at the dinner table? And at this point is like when I became kind of lucid, I was like, what am I doing in a classroom, in a high school classroom, when I'm like halfway done with college, and I'm not in college right now because I had summer break at the time. And I'm like, what is all this about, right? And then once again, she says, look up madness at the dinner table. And I was like, okay, I took that to heart. I was like, okay, it must be some important message or whatever that I'm getting from a dream character. So, long story short, like, I just jump out of the classroom window, start flying through fields of flowers and stuff like that, like around my neighborhood, and then like I land on my backyard, and like there's an earthquake going on, and like I hear a telephone ringing, so I just like fly through my window again and pick up the phone. I'm like, hello, who's this? And it's my psychology teacher again, and she's like, remember to look up madness at the dinner table, because this is all happening because you didn't look it up yet, or you didn't read it, or something along those lines. And then like I look out my window, like in real life when I look out my window, I see the same exact thing I saw in my dream, but this was a little modified in my dream. There was like this huge tower on the school that I see through my window, and everything was shaking because it was an earthquake. Everything was shaking, and like this huge tower like comes crumbling down and falling, and I'm like, oh man. And then I just run out to my backyard again, and then like everything's shaking. I hold on to a tree, and then like I look up into the sky, and all I see is a full moon, like almost crashing down like into me. Like if any of you ever played Zelda, the Majora's Mask, I don't know how to say Majora's or whatever, the one where you get the masks and all that stuff, and the primary thing that's happening is that the moon is crashing down onto the kingdom or whatever, and you have to keep on screwing around with the time and then do all that in a span of 3 days to save the entire world or whatever. So it was like the same situation here. It was like the moon was like falling and crashing down right on top of me while this earthquake was happening. And then I'm like right before it hit me, I was like, holy, right? And then like right before it hit me, the earthquake stopped, the moon stopped, and then I just woke up, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And then the first thing and the only thing that stuck in my head was madness at the dinner table, right? So I'm like, why not? I'm gonna Google it, right? I Googled the words madness at the dinner table. To me, they made absolutely no sense. So I'm like, probably some random result. It's probably gonna be some crazy stuff, or like it's not gonna be anything related to what I experienced. But I typed in madness at the dinner table, and what came up just shocked me. Madness at the dinner table is a painting by I think I wrote it down here, Thomas Rowlandson, and he made it in like the year 1816, which is a long time ago. And the whole thing that I had, that I had a title of a freaking portrait that was made like 200 years ago in my dream, word for word, madness at the dinner table, is like really creepy to me. So, like, madness at the dinner table, I look at this portrait and I'm like, this all seems very familiar to me. Like, I never saw this portrait in my life. I never heard of Thomas Rowlandson ever in my life. I'm not a big art person. I'm more into music and stuff like that. I was never into paintings or whatever. I suck at drawing, I suck at painting. I failed art in high school, just so you know. And yeah, like I looked up Madison at the dinner table and I was like, this is all so familiar to me. Like I could relate to what's being depicted in this scene. And then like I look up Thomas Rowlandson on Wikipedia, and then like I read through his whole life story, and all of this sounds so familiar to me. Like if I was in his shoes and something, like not directly like seeing life through his own eyes, but like I've been here before, I experienced this before, like kind of like deja vu type of thing, but like I'm relating to a person that lived like hundreds of years ago. And like it just dawned upon me that maybe this was one of my past lives, you know? It's possible. Like, why would I get that message? Why would this have such synchronicity in real life? Like, what's the purpose of this? Like, usually when you have a dream, like, it doesn't, like, well, most of my dreams right now, lucid dreams or whatever, relate to my real life and my subconscious thinking and all that stuff. But, like, when do you ever get a name of a painting in your dream and then the name of the painting, well, not, I didn't know it was a painting at the time, but the name given to me in my dream, when searched in real life, you know, showed a real painting made by a real person in real life. Like, there was just so much, you know, it's way more than a coincidence because this never happened to me before. I got random words in my dreams before and I looked them up and, you know, it was nothing. This time it was like pinpoint accurate. Madness at the Dinner Table portrait. And then I looked through all his art, Thomas Rowlandson's art, and all his paintings and all that stuff, and I'm like, this is really like something that I would do, you know, like, I'm not trying to relate to this person just because, you know, he came up in my dream or whatever. Well, the name of this painting came up to my dream. It's not like I'm trying to force myself into believing that this was a past life of mine. It was just so, it was all just so freaking, like, right, you know? It was like, it all felt like I was there before. It all felt like I experienced this before, and that it all had a meaning. So, you know, I was really surprised. So I think Thomas Rowlandson, like, that was probably a past life of mine. And that's the only, well, I had different past lives, like, before that I experienced through meditation or whatever. Like, I would not necessarily see, but like experience life through somebody else's body and eyes, like years ago. Like it was like one of them were like in India, like ancient, like India, and I was this lady, right, this ancient Indian lady, and like I was just like walking around and doing my daily tasks, like something a normal human would do. Like, you know, I would, you know, I was washing something, doing laundry, like old school laundry, you know, like taking water and like not water, but going to a river and then dipping the clothes in it and then like scrubbing it and stuff like that, and then hanging it online. I'm like, what the? Why the hell is this coming to me for in meditation and stuff like that, right? So, you know, I don't put too much attention to it, but the thing that shocked me is I never had any dream like this before. So that was one of the things that really threw me off. It's like, okay, I've been having all these other experiences, meditation, okay, I understand that, but like, never had anything in dreams or lucid dreams before, and that's my like subconscious mind telling me something. But my subconscious mind told me freaking pinpoint accuracy of a painting that was made like 200 years ago by some dude, and like, how the hell could my subconscious mind know that if I never ever in my life looked up or knew who Thomas Rowlandson was, or I never even seen any of his art before this dream, you know? So, it's all crazy, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because dreams and lucid dreams are much more than people, you know, believe them to be. Like, people say, oh, it's a dream, it was just a nightmare, you know, whatever, you know, they don't put too much meaning to it. They just wake up, go about their daily lives of mundane activity, of working for low pay and freaking being a slave to society and stuff. But that's another rant I'm not gonna get into. But like people dismiss all these things. Like, it's like, okay, it was a dream, so what? We all dream. It's nothing big. But like, what if, you know, dreams were reality? Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna get into any other rants because this video is probably long already, about whether lucid dreams are reality or not. But it's like, I think the main point that I want to get through is that I think we as human beings have lucid dreams and dreams for a reason, you know, whether it's DMT in our brains being released, whether it's melatonin, whether it's serotonin, whether it's dopamine, whether it's freaking tryptamine, where it's tryptophan, tryptamine I think is a psychedelic or something. Okay, so yeah, I went, you know, overboard with that. But anyway, like whether it's, like I said, whether it's DMT or all this stuff, we don't know, because dreaming has been studied for years and years, and nobody knows. No scientist ever knew or knows yet why we dream and what's the purpose and why does this happen. And like, they understand sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is our body becomes paralyzed, so we can't live out our dreams. You know, like, as if sleep paralysis didn't happen to us every night. Like, we would literally like be jumping out of windows and like running downstairs in real life when we're running away from, like, you know, a monster. In a dream we would be running like into doors and stuff, or running in the middle of the streets or highways in real life, and we wouldn't even know it because, you know, we're dreaming. And if sleep paralysis didn't happen, that's what would be the result of that. Like I said, some people have this illness, I forgot what it's called, but it's like where they sometimes they don't go into sleep paralysis, and that's why sleepwalking became such a phenomenon back in the day. Like, sleepwalking is that your body doesn't go through sleep paralysis, and you just basically, you know, get off your bed, start walking, go into the refrigerator, whatever, and you don't even know it. You're dreaming. This actually happened to me once. But this video is long, but I'm just gonna throw it in there. Anyway, why not? You guys probably want to know anyway. I like sharing things, and I like when you guys share stuff too, so feel free to comment or whatever on any of these experiences. But yeah, um, I had a sleepwalking episode when I was a kid. Maybe I was like 7 years old or whatever. It's like I got up out of my bed, and then like I tried going to the door and unlocking it, and like, because I was looking for somebody, I was looking for my mom or something. I'm like, where's my mom? Where's my mom? Like, and then like I'm unlocking the door and I don't even notice it's all in a dream, but I'm doing this in reality. I'm locking the door and like I start walking down the stairs, and all of a sudden like my dad comes out of nowhere and he's like, what the hell are you doing? And then like I like snapped out of it, and I'm like, whoa, 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 where am I? What's going on? You know? And then like I was like in the middle of the stairs, and I was like, I was just dreaming. Like, I didn't know I would be here in real life. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, that's why I find dreaming and all that stuff so interesting and important to us as humans, because everybody dreams. I think animals dream, blind people dream. You know, it has to be there for a reason. Just like DMT is in every single living object on this planet. There has to be a reason. There's a reason for everything. The universe makes everything the way it's supposed to be. It doesn't make no mistakes. If it's there, it has a reason. Our dreams are there, then it has some kind of reason. Scientists can't figure it out. Well, scientists can't find out a lot of other things too, like spiritual phenomena and enlightenment and kundalini and all this other stuff. Like, they're just starting now to like uh, brain scan monks in deep meditation, finding out that they have 40% increase in brain mass or something, and that they have better connectivity within their brain neurons and stuff like that, and that they're just more calm, lower levels of cortisol, and which is a stress hormone, and all that stuff. And like, they're just starting to figure it out now. Well, guess what? Buddha and Jesus, because Jesus was an avid meditator too, even though people don't believe it. What do you think praying is? You close your eyes, put your hands together, you get into you get into like this kind of trance. You're praying to God, but it's almost like a mantra, you know? And you get into this deep trance state, and it's meditation. But yeah, Jesus, Buddha, all these spiritual, religious figures all meditated. Well, Buddha started it a long time ago, and probably other you know, people were meditating long before Buddha probably, but you know, Buddha made it big, you know, like, oh, meditate, you will find yourself and all this stuff. And yeah, like, they knew these benefits 2,500 years ago. Jesus knew it 2,000 years ago or something like that. And and we're just starting to figure it out now. So you can see how science is great, but it's not developed to the point where we know everything, because we'll never know everything. The universe is infinite. We're on like a little speck of dust floating, literally, like in perspective of the whole universe. We're literally like a little speck of dust floating in space, like with other specks of dust, which are the sun, Jupiter, all the other planets floating around us. Like, we don't know what the hell's going on. Like, if we don't know what the hell the universe is and how big it is and what the hell this is all for, then how are we going to know such a simple thing as what is dreaming for, you know? So, long story short, I just want everybody to put more importance into your lucid dreaming and dreams in general, because they are very important, I think, to our existence as human beings, our evolution, our enlightenment process, ascension, whatever you want to call it. Like, I feel that it's there, and it's there for a reason, and we should follow that reason that's there. You know, we should follow. We have dreams, we should follow them. Because if we weren't meant to follow them, why the hell would they be there in the first place? Sorry, I'm cursing a lot in this video, but you know, I'm just trying to get a point over. And why would they be there, you know? Well, people are so caught up, like I said, this is another rant on society. People are so caught up with partying and drugs and alcohol and sex, and yeah, excuse my language again, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck 3 bitches tonight, fuck this, you know, YOLO, all this fucking shit. Sorry. That really gets me pissed off, but like, and they don't take the time to like analyze this stuff, because they're like, oh, that's nerd shit, I don't give a fuck, like whatever. Like, I'm like, this happens to everybody, you know. How is that nerd shit, you know? How is this, you know, stuff that basement dwellers do or whatever? Like, everybody experiences this, so it's there for a reason. So instead of going after your YOLO lifestyle and like, you know, screwing around and like doing, you could do that, you could do all that. Like, life is great, just enjoy it to its maximum potential, but please don't disregard stuff that is right before your very eyes, which are dreams, lucid dreams, astral realms, astral projection, spiritual existence. Like, you look at a tree, and like, to a normal person, like, it's like, oh yeah, it's a tree, whatever, I don't care, and they go piss on it or whatever. But like, to a spiritual being, a person that experienced spiritual awakening, like, they see that tree, and that tree is them. Like, you know, like, when I look at a tree, when I look at a person, when I look at an animal, like, I am that which I perceive. Like, I am that tree, I am that person, I am that animal, I feel its emotions, I feel the connection. Like, I see the tree's aura, I see the person's aura, I see the animal's aura. Like, I don't have any vision problems or anything. So auras are another debate that, you know, people like scientists try to disregard as, you know, complete and utter, you know, imagination or something like that, or visual distortion. But it's not, definitely isn't. Like, I never saw this before, never saw auras in my whole life, but like, once my spiritual awakening came, it just came out of nowhere. It wasn't like a pre-existing problem where I had it since I was a kid and I would understand maybe I have a problem. It just came out of nowhere, which made no sense. It's like, oh, okay, now I see auras around stuff. Like, it was after my meditations and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, it's cool, you know? Like, Jesus is depicted with an aura above his head, Buddha, Krishna, Shiva. Like, obviously people saw auras thousands of years ago. That's why they painted it on, you know? Because they saw that with their very eyes. But like, with Buddha and Jesus and all that, they were such high spiritual beings, such powerful spiritual beings, that their aura, you could see it, anybody could see it probably, like, just you see the ring around their head, like, that's how powerful they were. But like, people like me and like other people like you probably can't see a ring over my head right now, like, at all times. Like, maybe if you focus and concentrate on generating your energy to see the aura around me, then you'll probably see it, because everybody has an aura. But I don't have a freaking aura that's over my head all the time. But yeah, super long video. Sorry I've been ranting, but I haven't done this in a long time, like 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer. Maybe even, I don't even know how long it was, sorry, but it's been a long time, so I just wanted to treat you guys to a super extra long video where I do what you guys requested. You wanted me, most of you wanted me to share my personal lucid dream experiences, and that's what I did. And I also went on about the whole lucid dream phenomena, so you guys can get a more better understanding of lucid dreaming and whatnot. And yeah, like I felt like sharing that with you guys because you guys are cool. You're all my friends. There's no strangers, like strangers are friends we haven't met yet. Like you're all my friends. Like I feel a personal connection with all of you. Like when I talk, like as you can see when I'm talking right now, I'm waving my arms, I'm pointing and stuff. I'm like looking around my room. It's like if I was talking to an actual person standing in front of me, because that's what you guys are to me. You are not just viewers, you're not just subscribers, you're not just random internet audience. You are my friends. You are actual people I can relate with. I do this for you guys because if it was for me, I wouldn't do this because I already have all these lucid dreams. I already know all this. What's the point of me sharing it? Like I already understand it. I'm sharing it with you guys so you guys could get into it, so you guys could understand it and put more importance into your dreams. Just please do that. You never know what kind of signs you might get. Like I said, like I shared my past life dream experience of where I was an artist. Well, I can't say I was an artist, but the dream that like sent me a sign that maybe I was an artist in like hundreds of years ago and whatever. Like you never know what crazy stuff will come up in your dreams. So yeah, get on that. And it was a pleasure talking to you guys. I love all of you with all my heart, and I hope you guys learned some stuff from this video. And if you guys have any similar experiences or have anything to add or whatever, comment, like the video, it helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't yet, that helps me out too. It makes me feel better that I'm actually helping out people, because like when I just do this and I get like 100 views, like I still managed to get 100 people to listen to me and to get something out of this. But when I get 100 views and like 100 likes and like 100 subscriptions, and then I could tell that I actually connected with you guys and you appreciated what I do, because like I said, I don't do this for myself, I do it for you guys. So if you guys could just show me some gratitude back, like I highly appreciate it. You don't have to subscribe or anything like that. Like I'm not saying you have to, but like just comment, have a better connection with me. Like I like talking to people. Like all the friends that I make off of this YouTube thing, like I talk to so many of them and they become like really close friends of mine, and like I enjoy that. I like meeting new people. I like helping people out and like create a better connection with each other. So comment, I'll reply, we'll have a conversation, we'll have a debate on what you think is right, what I think is right. We'll form opinions. We'll you have your point of view, I have my point of view. Well, we could put those 2 points of views together, and maybe we could find out something scientists haven't found out, like why we dream or why the universe is so vast. Like you never know. The potential of the human mind is never ending. So if we put two minds together, we could create something even more powerful. I'm going to just end this with a little thing. Like they say that the human mind is the most powerful thing, because everything you imagine, like this pen right here, somebody thought of it first. It was a picture in their mind. They saw the design, they're like, okay, whatever, and then they took plastic and all this stuff and formed it. Essentially, it was just the image in their mind. Same thing with, like, the mind is so powerful. Like you could use your mind to make a nuclear bomb and kill off the entire population, or you could use your mind to become like another Gandhi and spread peace throughout the world. Like it's endless. That's how powerful our minds are. We make our own reality. So yeah, I just wanted to end it with that. I'm still ranting on forever, but yeah, you guys take it easy. Many blessings to you. much spiritual universal energy heading your way. And yeah, I look forward to chatting with you guys commenting, add me on Facebook or wherever. I have the link in my channel page thing, and I also have it under some of my videos, so add me there. We could continue the conversation one-on-one or whatever through there, through YouTube, whatever you want. Alright? You guys take care, like I said before, and have a great day.